Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Fireside Chat with me, C-Mass.
And me, Gabe.
And we have a very special guest today. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey everyone, I'm Dakota Hall.
Well, Dakota Hall, why don't you tell us a little about yourself?
Oh, I'm 19 years old. I am a sophomore. I am also an RA for Clark Hall and a senator for ASLCSC and a tutor for the LRC.
I heard that's a good program, the LRC.
It's a great program that helps out with CTE students.
And I'm there. That might be the best part.
For the ASLCSC program's pretty good program too.
It's an amazing program.
It's got to be one of the best in the state, easily.
Maybe even the country.
I think it is already the best in the state.
So, thank you for joining us today on semi-short notice. Our schedules got a little messed up this week, so we had to record one in the middle of the week instead, so everything got a little messed up on our end.
It's all good.
So, wow, normally the introductions take like an entire 5-10 minutes.
I mean, I could be like, I'm from Steptoe, Washington, which is like 54 miles away from here. But
So you're not my real toe, huh?
no, I'm Steptoe.
Tell us a little about life in Steptoe. People might know Steptoe as the town you drive through.
Yeah, so if you're going to Spokane, you'll go through Colton. What's that other place again?
Colfax,
No.
Uniontown.
Yeah, Uniontown. So you go Uniontown through Colton, and then you kind of pass by the outer edges of Pullman. Then you go through Colfax, and then there's a little small town you go through after Colfax, and that's Steptoe. It's got a population of about 120 people, give or take. Maybe 121 on a good day.
So wait, what was your graduating class?
It was 5, and I was the only guy.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that small.
Yeah, my 8th grade class was 5 people.
So I would imagine. So you went to St. Mary's.
I did.
I went to Cami. How are those dynamics? Because if you go to a small school, normally there's small groups inside of themselves that are at odds with other ones or anything like that. But there's only 5 of you. So how does that? Are you guys just all friends, or how does? I don't understand.
I was just friends with the guys that were the grades younger than me. Before that, when I was younger, I was friends with the guys that were older than me.
Make and do.
And I mean, yeah, we're kind of friends with the people I was in 8th grade, and we got along and everything.
So how did sports work out? What were there sports there? Were y'all playing 2-man football kind of thing? How does that work?
Well, it's an elementary school. It's preschool to 8th grade. So
Okay.
I graduated 8th grade with 5 people. And then let's stay on the sports topic. So sports is connected to Colfax's sports.
Okay. That makes sense.
So the kids from Steptoe would take a bus after school, get dropped off at Colfax, and then they go to their practices.
Okay. What was that like?
It was all right. Didn't really know most of the teammates when you first start a sport, because most of the people go to Colfax.
So y'all were just the Steptoe kids.
Yeah, we were considered really redneck,
Okay.
but
So how does that work? So when you would go over there to practice with them, would it be oh, here they are, the dang Steptoe kids?
no, not really, because a lot of the Steptoe kids that are before me, they were really good at sports. We had someone that went to Montana Grizzly for basketball. Actually, 2 of the same family, Carmen G. Filler and Brandon G. Filler.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had J.J. Robinson from Steptoe. He went and played for LC's baseball team a couple of years ago.
Right on, dude.
Okay.
So it wasn't the Steptoe kids. It was more the Steptoe kids.
Yeah, it was hey, it's the Steptoe kids.
Hey, you gotta like that.
So I got a little something here. So normally we have people on and we can't really what I've been wanting to do is get on their social media and then ask them some questions. We haven't really been able to do that very much because almost everyone we've interviewed does not allow students to follow them. But you're an exception.
Okay.
All right, so I dug way back in the Instagram feed. Can you explain this photo?
That is my sophomore homecoming.
2016, huh?
Yep. And bottom picture with me jumping in the air in all blue. I had a mullet wig on, and I had face paint, and I was the only powder puff cheerleader for my class, and I won it
By yourself?
by myself. I actually won it by myself 3 years straight.
Are those dodgeballs I see on the floor?
Yes.
So, did you guys have like a dodgeball match for homecoming?
Yeah, we had a powder puff dodgeball instead of powder puff football. I don't know why, but that's just how it worked. So I just grabbed those and kind of threw them at the crowd.
At the crowd?
Yeah.
Casualties of war.
I didn't like throw them. I like lobbed them up. And
Oh, okay, I was like just hucking dodgeballs at everyone in the crowd, like yeah, yeah.
No, I didn't want to get taken to the office. I was there to win.
I respect it.
I think I even remember the song. It was it's Tsunami. The name of the song was
Mm-hmm.
Was it Tsunami?
Is it Hurricane?
No, it wasn't Tsunami. It was. I think that one was Kevin Gates. Really, actually.
Dang.
As a cheer? Like a cheer?
Yeah, for my dance.
Okay.
And I was the one who first like did the double whip
Whoa.
at Colfax.
Right at
the base
double whip.
Yeah, right at the base drop, I pulled out a double whip.
Okay. Making history.
Yeah. I think that's what got me the win, not the front handspring.
Not the front handspring, just all the other things. So, I don't know what more there is to say about Steptoe. I don't know if there's anything happening there.
There's always stuff happening. It's just
Like what?
farming.
The harvest is coming in.
Harvest. Yeah, there's always people getting farm stuff ready, no matter what the time is. If it's snowing, they're in the shops working on their equipment. When it's springtime, they're getting everything cleaned up and getting ready for harvest. And then, I mean, they might even be planting in the spring.
So what are we harvesting? What are we planting out here?
We usually do garbs, peas, wheat. Well, winter wheat and it was red and white wheat. Like winter and I don't remember the names. It's been a while since I've done harvest, and then barley.
Well, you're talking. I'll Google what garbs are.
Garbanzo beans.
Oh.
Get with the times, C-Mass. Come on.
I didn't know. I'm not a bean farmer. So that's pretty cool. I walked over here today and I saw something that you might have some intel on.
Okay.
So there is a house made of snow in the front lawn of your building.
Oh yes.
Who's done this and why?
This was Cody Peterson. I don't remember Garrett's last name. And then one of the other residents of Clark Hall named Caleb. And they put their massive brains together. Like this is some smart stuff they did. They were using boards, like wooden boards, like plywood. And they would put the two boards and they'd like make blocks of snow and compact them with the boards.
Okay.
Have you seen this?
I have not.
They made a roof
Yeah.
out of snow.
It's got like support pillars on
It's
it.
got support pillars. Like they are some engineers right there.
Are any of them engineers?
No.
What? That is crazy. You've got to see this thing when we get a chance.
Okay.
It is solid.
Now, is this considered a new residence hall? Like, do the RAs here at, is it Clark, right?
Yeah.
Do Clark RAs have jurisdiction over this new building?
To be quite honest, I don't know.
This is.
I mean, it's on the lawn, so probably, but
Or I don't know though, because I would imagine you guys would need a new RA to manage this new building.
you never know. I mean, Danny had to pull them over last night while they were building. They needed a permit to make a building that big.
I saw that on Snapchat. We needed a permit. That is so funny. I literally it snows for like 3 days. Everyone's like, "What if we built a building outside?"
You know what? That's the mindset we cultivate here at LC.
I
We build.
yeah, we build things.
I checked there pretty soon. There might be someone who can push or lift a lot of weight, making a gigantic snowman by the fort.
Oh my gosh. Are we getting elementary school on them? We're going to push the giant snowball around.
I'm trying to make this snowman at least 8 feet tall.
I don't know how you're going to get that second or even the third one on top.
I've got some strong friends.
Got to recruit the basketball team.
They're tall enough. I think it would at least help, but
Caleb's a pretty tall guy. I might be able to get him to help me with the head.
yeah, I was looking at it. I was like, this has to be a violation of some sort. Because, like, there's this. It's like it's got a roof. And it's not plywood covered in snow. It's snow, right?
It's snow. The snow was able to like form into a roof.
It looks safe. I got in it on my way here, and it's safe.
Wait, did someone yell at you through the window? Okay.
Would
'Cause-
you die if it collapsed on you?
No.
You won't even get hurt.
Oh, okay.
It's only like, I don't know, at most 6 inches, but it's really more like 4 or 5.
I feel like that thing needs to get in the paper.
You know what? I think I know someone who can get at least in the local paper, the
'Cause-
school paper.
That's one of the best snow forts I've ever seen, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, I saw some kids trying to make a snow fort the other day, and they're like, I don't know, like a foot off the ground, and they just called it a day. Like that thing off SpongeBob, the little
yeah.
tiny
The
one.
mound.
Yeah.
My snow forts weren't forts. They were tunnels. So we'd get into the sides of the hills on the fields, like where a drift would be,
Mm-hmm.
and we'd just dig a whole tunnel system through the drift.
You're like Elon Musk. Step toes Elon Musk. Digging tunnels.
Digging tunnels.
That's
We're
awesome.
going to get the Steptoe Tesla up pretty soon.
It's just gonna be a lifted Ranger.
Yep. Lifted Ranger that runs on water.
In garbs.
And
Go-
okay, so I am confused. I've been hearing all kinds of stuff about cars that run on hydrogen, and I don't know anything about it other than that they are in the works or they exist. Have any of you guys heard of these?
Yes.
That 70s show, you know, Hyde's always like, man, they got this car that runs on water, man. I
Well,
think he was setting up the stage for that.
I guess it's real, quote unquote. I don't know if it's actually real now or concept, but
Well, I think most rockets, like, rely on hydrogen. But because I'm no physicist and I don't understand any of this really, but I think it's like hydrogen only has, I believe, one valence electron.
yeah.
And so it's like, because like think about like, so like with hydrogen bombs, for instance, like you're splitting these things and it's like massive, just like kind of thing. So the concept of using that for a rocket, you know, it makes sense. You gotta use a lot of energy to get into orbit, kind of thing. But with a car, it's like if you did that with a car in the middle of the street, I think that there's probably some road bumps, pun intended, in making that like safe. But I'm no physicist. I could be just completely, you know, talking nonsense here. But you know, leave it to Elon Musk and some big brain people, and hey, maybe we'll figure it out.
You know what we need, though? Perpetual motion energized cars.
I know.
Okay.
Okay, I saw a couple interesting videos because all right, I'll just say it. I haven't said anything about this to you two. So my uncle is a conspiracy theorist, like a bad one.
Okay.
Like he is completely like off his rocker. Like I won't say too much to protect the identity, but he was trying to convince me that he had created a perpetual motion machine, and it's not true because I don't know if you guys have done any research on perpetual motion. It's basically impossible. just to like the laws of physics, because you can never put in more than you get out, or you can never get out more than you put in. It'll either be even, or you'll lose something along the way in like friction, and there's even friction like in the air, like just a little bit. So it's basically impossible. And he claimed that he has an idea for it, and he like drew it up, and it works, but it doesn't. No, it just does not.
Did he use magnets in his draw up?
Okay, so there is some stuff with magnets, but I know that most of the magnet stuff does not work as well, unless. Have you guys heard of a Tesla coil?
Yep.
You haven't heard of Tesla coil? So I'm worried we're gonna get assassinated for talking about this. So
Well,
Tesla.
You will. I'm not saying anything.
So you know Tesla, right?
Like
Not
Nikola
like
Tesla?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if he ever did he invent it, or did he just have the concept and he had like the blueprints, but he had. So it's hard to describe. It's basically like a coil of, is it copper wire? That's it's either a magnet or it's got like electricity running through it. Yeah, you should Google this. But evidently what it can do is pull spare electrons out of the air to make its own energy. And that's why like everyone was saying that he was going to make energy free at some point. But
That would have been nice.
yeah, but here we are.
So my principal at my elementary school, he had a machine that was kind of like the Tesla coil, a little different. And what it did is it had like some sort of copper mesh wire or something that ran on like a little mini treadmill and gained static electricity into like this chrome ball on the top. And when you touch it, it'd shock you.
Whoa.
Well,
Okay.
have you guys seen Mythbusters before?
I
Yeah.
have.
Okay, so they talked about this a little bit, but they also talked about Tesla's death ray.
Whoa.
Have you heard of this?
Yes, my principal talked about that a lot.
So he thought that there's some validity to it, but so if you meet the like, what is it called, the something frequency? So it's like the frequency that things move at.
Okay.
So and if you match that frequency and slowly increase it, it'll make things shake more and more and more
Right.
until they eventually just explode. Not
Whoa.
explode, but like completely fall
I
apart.
thought the death ray was with the different types of UV rays, like the ultraviolet.
Oh wait, we're coming back to that then, because this is something else, but this is also from Tesla, and he claimed that he could destroy a bridge just by like matching like the waves in the air, and
Wavelengths.
Yes, wavelengths. And Mythbusters tried to do it, and they couldn't replicate it. Like they got it to like do it a little bit, but like I don't know.
Yeah, the frequency, like when you put things like or analyze things in terms of frequency, like there's so many different directions you could take with it. I'm no physicist, but I really wish I understood this because it plays a huge role in music, and like the idea of manipulating frequencies to basically, either make good things happen or bad things happen. And with there's actually this one conspiracy, speaking of conspiracies, about frequencies where, because you were saying something about a natural frequency.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people who subscribe to this idea of like 432 hertz being like the Earth's natural frequency or whatever. And like a lot of musicians like Bob Marley and Phil Collins and stuff, like they tuned down to this frequency because apparently it was more pleasant to the human brain to to deal with. But then there's this conspiracy that apparently during World War II, like Hitler, I guess, changed the natural frequency to like 446 as a way of like mind control or something like that. I don't know, but this is what
the heck?
I know. I'm going down a rabbit hole, and
I
I
know
don't.
you were like this,
I don't.
and then
Right,
boom,
exactly.
off to the
So
side.
here's the point of what I was saying here is that like if you're not a physicist, like because I'm not a physicist, it's like really hard to understand like the idea of like how frequencies can be used for good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
But it's I don't even know where I was going with this. Ah, dang it.
Well, I feel enlightened regardless.
Right. Okay. Dang, I had some grand point I was trying to make here, and I lost my train of thought. It'll happen. But anyways, I did pull up this Tesla coil thing, and apparently, it's an electrical resonant transformer circuit designed by inventor Nikola Tesla in 1891, which was used to produce high voltage, low current, high frequency alternating current electricity. So I don't know where this. Oh, here it is. Oh wait, never mind.
Do you find the death ray or something?
Okay, so it's. I thought this said violent ray device, but it says violet ray devices.
That might still be the death ray.
So, anyways, yeah, they're used commercially in spark gap radio transmitters for wireless telegraphy until the 1920s, and in medical equipment such as electrotherapy and violet ray devices, not violent. Yeah, I don't see anything about death ray.
Yeah, I don't know. You're gonna have to probably just look that up on its own, the death ray. So I can tell just by being in this room with you guys that we're scientists at heart, maybe not mentally.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think that when you bring like math into the picture, that's where the rabbit holes start going, because then I can talk with no credibility at all.
Yeah, fractions for sure.
Well, one thing that does move infinitely if you get the right stuff for it.
What?
So, if you get a bunch of copper wire and you spin it around in a circle a bunch of times and then wind a coil around it, have two little hooks on the end of it, and then have a paper clip, two paper clips holding it up like a stand, you put a magnet on the bottom of it and you spin it, it'll create a electromagnetic force.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll start spinning.
But you had to spin it.
Yeah.
So you had to put in energy to get it started.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where, I don't know. Why are we even talking about this? None of us even know what we're talking about. We're just like, yes, of course.
That's the beauty of college radio.
Well, you can't go against Newton's laws.
Yeah, that Newton guy, he made some good cookies.
You gotta put energy into something to start it.
Hey, maybe we can make an amendment to Newton's laws.
Except for this.
It's the force.
The force.
Dude, it exists.
But, yeah, what I showed you was this kid named Styro Pyro.
Mm-hmm.
This kid does all that Tesla stuff. He has a machine that basically generates a lightning bolt.
Whoa.
Out of two little metal prongs.
Mm-hmm.
And he can put anything he wants on it. He's done a light bulb before, put the light bulb on it, and it blew up because it had so much energy. It shined super bright, blinded the whole room, and then it blew up.
Blinded people in the room, they're blind.
No, it's only him in the room.
Oh, okay.
Temporary blindness.
This kid, I don't remember where he lives, but he's just off in the middle of nowhere. He has a moth farm.
A moth farm.
Yeah. But he just does all this crazy electricity stuff, and he plays with lasers.
Whoa.
Yeah, those lasers, not actual Star Wars lasers. Well, kind of now, because
they exist now. So
this kid, he made the world's strongest handheld laser.
Oh, you know what? I've heard of this before.
We need to get this dude on our show.
He got on Vice.
That's awesome.
And this laser, he made it out of an old 80s speed gun that the cops would use.
Mm-hmm.
The laser is so strong, he can get a sheet of metal, like a garbage can lid, and he can shoot his laser at it in about 10 seconds. I think it melts through it.
That's awesome.
And it's I don't know, the size of a. I don't even.
Well, it's got to be big, or at least a foot.
It's it's that big. I
Dang.
don't know.
This kid is not getting
would you
bullied
compare
in
it?
school.
It's like a hydro flask. It's the size of a hydro flask with a handle on the bottom of it.
This sounds dangerous.
Oh, it is. You have to wear goggles when you wear it because it
Mm-hmm.
it lights up air particles around it.
Jeez.
And when he shoots it in his garage, his lab.
His lab.
And this is a kid.
Yeah, this is the kid. He's like 20 something.
Okay, that's. I was thinking like a 6th grade kid, just like
No.
with
This is my
lasers.
ways I made.
Just blows up the school at the science fair.
No, but when he shoots that thing, it just turns the whole entire garage like deep blue.
Whoa.
Jeez. All right. Let's talk gains.
Gains.
Gains. GAINZ gains, or money sign at the end, if you will.
Okay.
So, in that picture we were looking at earlier that I showed you, there was that picture from 2016. That's not the same. That's not the same Dak at all. That guy was small. He probably got wedgied all the time. No wedgies, but so where did these gains come from? 'Cause this guy's huge. This guy's huge.
Well, to be honest, that shirt that I was wearing in that video, that's still not snug on me yet. That was a large shirt that I borrowed from my dad. So it's a pretty baggy shirt. In that picture, 2016, I was lifting for about a year, but things have changed. I've been weightlifting for almost 6 years now.
Whoa. No skips. Maybe a few skips here and there.
Maybe a few skips here and there, but mostly dedicated.
So what's the key? What's the key then?
The key is to have a good diet. Your diet's going to beat your lifting. That's just it. Being dedicated, not giving up on it, not just going like 2 out of the 7 days.
Might be guilty of that right now. I didn't get to go yesterday, to be fair, but
I didn't get to go yesterday either, but I still worked out at home.
I was
Push-ups, sit-ups.
I was not gonna go into our garage and
feel
pick
like-
up that frozen bar.
I feel like there is a lot of psychology to lifting and being dedicated to improving your body. Because like in my experience, I've been on like a routine where I'm lifting every day, and I was getting pretty ripped, taking a body pump class here at LC actually. It was life changing, but all it took was just a couple excuses I'd make to myself, and I'd rationalize with myself, say like, oh well, I got this, so I really don't, I've got like a concert tonight, so I don't want to lift too hard because then I'm gonna be sore or something like that, and then that just propagates itself into eventually being like, yeah, I'm not lifting anymore. So how do you maintain that that mindset, like that mental strength to propagate what you got going on?
Well, I sort of took lifting and like mentally to be a stress relief to me, and like there wasn't much of anything else really that relieved my stress, so it just kind of helped me out also. But along the lines with that dedication, it just kind of latched on to my brain basically, and then became part of my lifestyle. So a lot of my choices are made on lifting and working out. I have this much stuff I need to do today, which means I'll get this much time to work out. There's always something involved with working out. Maybe a little too much at some times, but
It's like a physiological need now, almost like eating and drinking. It's like I've got this much time to eat, this much time to drink some water, like this much time to lift.
yeah.
That's good, dude.
Yeah, so I notice maybe my gains aren't as good as they could be, but I notice I've been starting to like be mentally there as opposed to just physically there. Like sometimes I feel like I can lift more than like I can actually lift just because like I'm in that right mindset. Is that real, or am I just making this up?
It's real. So basically what it is a raise in testosterone levels, which is like a raise in your it's like cockiness basically. But it's not really cockiness, it's just a raise in your testosterone, which makes you think that you can do more than what your body is, mind over matter. Technically, you could do that weight. It's your body's limiting you to what it can do without being injured.
Right.
and then like also a side of adrenaline to it.
Right. That's what I was fixing to say, is that the component that goes on, I think, is it's like activating your sympathetic nervous system, which is, like fight or flight kind of thing. There's, you can look at like stories of people who are under like, immense pressure, who like, say like the mom who lifted up her car to save the child. Like, if you cultivate that mindset while you're lifting, I think, like, say, like, I don't know, I've been in a weight room and seen somebody like, lift that weight, come on, push it, like that, being yelled at like that, and having somebody to like, like a coach, like to motivate you, be like, you can do it, like do it, that like activates that fight or flight mechanism in your body, to where you start getting this adrenaline. And not only that, but blood starts flowing from your rather than just to your brain, it starts going to your skeletal muscles. And when you're getting more blood flow to your skeletal muscles, you can do more, and you're metabolizing more of like the wastes that get put into it. I haven't taken a biology class in a while, but there's definitely like, it's like a mix between psychology and biology of when you're in that mindset.
Right.
Something that I have not been able to cultivate too much. I've always been kind of a laid back dude. I don't really lift too hard. I do yoga though.
Are you still doing yoga?
Dude, so I haven't got to the mat in a while, but people think I'm crazy for this, but you can see me, I'll be stretching at all times of the day. Like, I don't care where I'm at, dude. I'm going to like just lift up my leg and stretch my quads. Like, I'll do whatever stretch and whenever time I have the time. Kind of like you were saying, like, while I was home, I did push-ups and sit-ups kind of thing. Like, that's me, where like, even like if I'm on stage for a while, I'll straight up just like do I forget, it's hard to explain over a microphone, but I'll like cross my leg over my knee and like squat down and kind of like get that stretch in the lateral side of my quad kind of thing. Just whatever, like whenever you feel a calling to something that needs stretched, that's like my physical stress relief, I think, is just stretching. And man, I'm a pretty flexible dude. I broke records in the state of Texas for the trunk lift.
What's the trunk lift?
Oh man, if this studio was bigger, I'd show you. But in essence, I don't know why, but have y'all heard of the Fitness Gram?
Yeah.
The Fitness Gram Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test.
Yes. I was not the best at the Pacer, but they have in Texas, they have this thing called the trunk lift. Or at least they did when I was in high school. And what it is you lay flat on your stomach and you lift up from like, your abs to where you're bending like your body, basically like keeping your legs on the ground but lifting up your trunk and your head to where you go up. It's really weird. I don't know why it was on there.
Like without your arms, just like
your arms go up with you, but not like without your legs. Basically, you have to use your core strength to lift up. And like basically imagine, like, I know that y'all listeners can't see my hand, but
where we stand on that machine in the gym and you go down and then you go back up.
Oh yeah.
It's like that, but you're flat on the ground and you're going up like that.
Impossible.
Yeah, it was a very difficult thing, but I have like an abnormal body structure to where I was able to break this state of Texas record for the trunk lift, man. I got up like, I think it was like 26 inches, which the record before me was like 17 or something.
Oh my gosh.
So there's a trophy at NIOS Charter School in Austin, Texas that says that on there.
Can we find a way to acquire this trophy or maybe a picture of it at some point in the future?
I'll look into it.
Yeah, because I would like to see that.
I'll ask Mr. Bliss. We can call Mr. Bliss my PE teacher. And his name was actually Mr. Bliss. He changed it from Mr. Edwards to Mr. Bliss when he got married. Coolest dude ever.
Oh, he changed his name when he got married.
Yeah, because him and his wife, he was like, I don't want you taking my last name. Like, let's make our own last name. It was a really beautiful story. And he was a cool dude. I was his TA.
So what's your bench, Max?
Right now?
Yep.
285.
Ooh, it's quite a bit higher than mine. Okay. What's your squat?
My squat is right now like three. What was it last time I did? I did 345s and a 25. So 315 to 50, 365.
That's pretty solid. So what do you so you spend a lot of time in the gym then? That's fair to say. So what's your gym pet peeve? What can you not stand when you go to the gym? Is it the guy that throws the weights on the ground? Is it the people taking pictures in the mirror? What is it?
For me, it's probably when there's a limit of 10 people.
Ooh.
And those 10, well, consisting of those 10 people are some that are walking on the treadmill the whole time.
Oh yeah.
Or I've seen it before, someone that'll do like 5 reps on a machine or whatever they're doing, and then they'll get on their phone for the next 20 minutes.
Oh my gosh. I went with my workout buddy. I got in and he waited outside for 45 minutes because there was stuff like that happening in the gym. That was when it was still at 10. Now it's not even 15 anymore, right? Now it's 50. Because we're in stage
50 people in that
well,
gym?
we're in stage 3. Well, not 50, but we're in stage 3 again, so
It still has the sign up there.
oh.
10.
Well, it is 15 now. I know that. But I don't know.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I brought dumbbells, like 2 dumbbells and a barbell to my room from home, just in case there's like too many people and I need to get my workout in and I'm on a tight schedule. I can just go back to my room, do some home exercises.
So you lift. You're an RA. What other hobbies? What could we find you doing typically if you weren't doing like homework or lifting?
Probably hanging out with friends.
Yeah. What are those friends like? Are they cool people?
Yes, they are.
All of them?
Yeah, all of them. I mean, some people can be a little off at times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Sometimes I get real sick of my friends too. So like I don't want to out us here. And I mean, Gabe, I was going to tell you sooner or later. We've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh a little bit.
Okay, nice.
It's
Blue Eyes 3-headed dragon or whatever.
yeah,
it is.
that's a card. I don't want to I hate to talk about like nerd stuff cuz I feel like no one cares.
I care.
But I don't know why, but I brought my Yu-Gi-Oh cards over to my friend's house and we all just like went through them and I taught everyone how to duel. Like that's what it's called when you play Yu-Gi-Oh with someone.
Okay.
And it's just taken off. I'm trying to think. Bobby said that there had been new cards coming into their house every day for a week, like straight now, because they'd either go buy them at Gamer's Edge, Walmart, or order cards. And I've got cards coming in right now. It's not a cheap hobby.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, I never knew how to duel. I watched Yu-Gi-Oh! The show, and I always wanted one of those arm things where you basically
Oh, a dual disc?
A dual disc, yeah. I thought that was the coolest thing ever, and I had one, but I never learned how to duel, so I just was a poser, kind of.
Those things are awesome. Just
Those things cost a lot.
yeah, they cost a lot, and honestly, if anyone who plays Yu-Gi-Oh knows, they're like the opposite of practical. They like it doesn't get much worse than those if you're like trying to actually, because you have to keep your arm up the whole time so your opponent can see them. You can't just do this and then like, and they don't hold your cards very well, or if they do, I'm really getting into it now. So you protect Yu-Gi-Oh cards with sleeves normally in your decks. So most of the time they don't fit in there. So you're like either A, they won't go in, so you have to have a stack next to you, or B, you're like destroying your cards by like grabbing them by the bottom and like pulling them out of this.
You don't
like
want to do that.
They're like no, you just can't. It's not practical.
Another thing that we do is gaming.
Oh.
And with gaming is Smash Bros.
Oh, yeah.
And
can't.
there was just a release for a new character in Smash Bros.
I can't.
And I'm pretty sure Caden would like to take
Ugh.
the lead on this. What's your take on that?
I am in pain, and that is. I thought anyone who plays Smash Bros. You play Smash Bros.
Oh yeah, Yoshi for days.
They released Byleth, and okay, hold on. First they released Joker, and I was like, all right, you know what? We'll let these anime gamers have one. And then there was Hero, and I was like, all right, this is getting a little much right now.
Hero is one of my pet peeves, man.
I don't like Hero. And then I was like, okay, that's fine. And then I got Banjo and Kazooie, who are my number 2 pick, like, of all time, like, since I've played Smash. So I was like, heck yeah, this is it. Like,
it's a good one.
The character sucks, and it's not that fun to play, but I'm just glad. So I was like, okay, it's fine. And then we got this character no one heard of. We're like, okay, Terry.
Oh yeah.
That's like, that's fine. And I was like, all right, the final spot in this DLC path, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be someone big, someone third party, maybe even Crash Bandicoot. I was like, oh, what if? And I get up at 6 a.m. for this thing, turn it on the TV, and see Fire Emblem, another anime sword fighter. And I was like, oh my gosh. I had a meltdown. And then I was like, it's okay. There's a second pass coming.
Byleth's my pet peeve.
I hate Byleth and everyone that plays Byleth. So the second pass came out, and I was like, who knows? You know, maybe they'll start off with something good. Arms. Have you seen Arms before?
Like.
So it's like a game on the Switch. It's like a boxing game, but their arms like extend super far out.
They're spring arms.
Yeah, like spring arms.
Okay.
And
then
Slinkies.
They announced an Arms character, and I was like, okay. All right. Maybe we needed one more in-house. That's fine. And then they released Steve, and I was like, all right. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I was fixing to say Steve was a good ad.
Most people hate Steve, but I like it.
I love Steve.
And then
Minecraft faithful.
And then Sephiroth, and I was like, are you telling me there's another anime sword fighter in my game? And oh my gosh. I can't even right now. And I tuned in today for the Nintendo Direct because I was like, it's gonna be perfect. They wouldn't put 2 anime sword fighters back to back, would they? Not only did they put 1 anime sword fighter in, they put 2 anime sword fighters in from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And oh my gosh, it's the worst thing. I just can't. I couldn't believe they would do something that would make me so angry. Do they know who I am?
Probably not.
It's Pyra and Mithra from Xenoblade or something. No one even knows because it's like, who even is that? I don't know. It's very hard for me to articulate how upset I am about this, but I am enraged.
Okay.
And there's only 2 character spots left, and this is the last pass.
Yeah, so there's only 2 more coming. There's no more after that. And that doesn't leave a lot of space for Crash Bandicoot, Waluigi.
That would be a good one. That leads me, I want to ask y'all this. If y'all had your pick for these next 2 slots, who would it be?
Crash and Waluigi.
Yeah, honestly, I might.
Both of y'all?
Crash and I could maybe go for Spyro, but if not Spyro, I think I really want Waluigi. Unless there's like
they
something
gotta
I'm
put
forgetting.
Waluigi in there.
After that meme, like, and it's an in-house. They don't have to do any deals or anything.
Right. Now, Waluigi's been a staple in my life forever, man. Like, if you're going to put Wario in there, put Waluigi in there. It's like having Mario without Luigi.
Yeah, they just need to add Shrek to Smash.
Dude, yes. Yes.
That would be it.
I would be so okay with that.
And they added Snake, so they've already added, was it 2 MA characters?
Is
Snake
Joker MA?
No,
Are you
3? There's 3 MAs. Bayonetta's MA.
Oh yeah, you know. Do you know who Bayonetta is?
Mm-mm.
She's like,
oh, I know. I
Yeah.
know, but I don't know where.
It's a Hondo.
she's like a witch.
Okay.
Like her whole series is she's a witch and she dresses like really like scandalously and kills gods. Like that's her entire thing.
But the thing that makes it MA is She ain't wearing clothes.
No, most
The
of
clothes is her hair.
yeah. So
Okay.
it's really weird. I didn't.
A free
But
spirit.
since
I
they
hear.
have 3 MA characters, they could add one more.
Are y'all saying MA as in like mature?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ninja Gaiden.
Oh my gosh. Did you watch the whole Nintendo Direct today?
No.
There was a Ninja Gaiden trailer that came on, and it was like the first 3 games remastered, and I was like, no, anything but this, because I thought it was going to be another Smash trailer, and I was like, no, please, not this, and it wasn't. But I don't want Ninja Gaiden at all.
Why not? He's so cool.
He would be unique, but there's so many more important people that need to be in
he's
it
even
before him.
he's even older than Crash.
Bro, Cash Banuka.
Yeah, he's older than Crash. He's older than Waluigi.
Wait a minute. What you asked us? What are your 2 picks for the last two slots?
I haven't been much into gaming lately, but when I was a kid, I played a lot of N64.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my favorite games was Donkey Kong 64. And my favorite character was Lanky.
Give us Lanky.
Give us Lanky. That's what I'm saying, dude. Lanky and Waluigi. I loved Lanky. He just got a vibe to him. His arms are hanging on the floor. Just kind of reminds me of me, you know. Just a lanky dude slinging his arms around. And I feel like that would give a good dynamic to the game.
I agree. You can quote me now. I am predicting an Echo Fighter pass. So that's what they're calling like the clone characters now. I'm calling it right now. There's going to be an Echo Fighter pass, and they're going to add like Funky Kong or maybe Lanky.
Oh, that would be sick.
I think there was something against Funky Kong. Why they didn't put him in?
I don't remember. I think they
too
just didn't
funky.
want another DK, or maybe he was just too cool.
That's probably it.
There was something about Funky Kong, and there was a reason why they didn't put him in. They didn't make him a skin for Donkey Kong. You know what they need for a skin though? They got it for Mario, but not for Bowser.
The wedding one.
The wedding one. We need Bowser in a white tuxedo with a
Agreed.
white top hat.
They missed a lot of I hope our listeners actually like Smash. Otherwise, like, what are they talking about? Like, it's like scrolling ahead on the bar. It's like they're still talking about it. No, but they missed so many opportunities for cool like skins for all the characters. Like they could have had the wedding tux on that, and then Donkey Kong could have had a Funky Kong alt. I don't know.
Missed opportunities.
It was a ton of missed opportunities.
We can go into something a little more adrenaline-like
Adrenaline.
for topics.
Oh, by all means.
And you've done this before. I don't know if you have. You might have. Snowboarding?
Ooh.
Once, and yeah, it's.
Didn't you go a little bit ago?
I did, and I nearly broke my neck, probably 6 times. I am from the South, grew up in Texas, and ironically, it's snowing like crazy in Texas right now. So I would say it never snows there, but here we are. But I never grew up with snow. So when I came up here, like snowboarding, I'm like, what is this? So just a couple months ago, I tried it out for the first time. And I did not go beyond the bunny hill. I almost fell off the ski lift 3 times. It was probably entertaining for other people to watch, but for me, it was fun. I was getting it towards the end. But the day after, man, I felt like I was just like someone hit me with a sledgehammer like 20 times. It's a tough sport, and you got to be in good shape to do it.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm an okay snowboarder. I just don't have as much fun as everyone else does. So when I'm out there, I'm just like, dang, these guys are having fun, and I'm just relaxing. I go slow. I don't like try and catch a bunch of speed and hit this like massive jump. Like no. I'm just there to just go back and forth, go on my heels. Like, look at that mountain out there.
Right.
But
appreciating the beauty.
The only real injury I've ever had was just a cracked rib, but it wasn't. I mean, it hurt terribly, but it wasn't a huge deal. Just for like a week or 2. What about you? Tell us the board injuries.
The board injuries. I haven't really had any board injuries. I've had some practice before I went on an actual like hill, because I have hills around Steptoe, like just farm hills. But that doesn't really prepare you for a groomed, groomed hills on the mountains. The worst injury I had was just a bunch of bruises. Yeah, just a bunch of bruises, really.
Is there a T-bar to any of the places you've been?
I have only done a T-bar once, and that was my most recent hill I've been to.
What is a T-bar?
A T-bar is... It's this weird, like, spring-loaded arm that has, like, a banana seat to it.
And
what?
it's like a solid piece of wood, and it's like this big. It's like, they can't see this. What, 3 feet, probably? Maybe 2.5?
No, it's a little bit longer than that.
Think
The
so?
one where we went to, where did we go to? Snow
Cottonwood
Haven.
Butte. Or no, Snow Haven.
Snow Haven has, like, one that's probably about, 3 feet long. And if you're a skier, it's easy. You just sit on it, and you just go. Now, snowboarders, on the other hand, you got to put it in between your legs,
Mm-hmm.
and then it pulls on you, and...
Yeah, it like pulls on you and like just smashes into your inner thigh, and then like anytime there's a bump, it like loses slack, then like whips it again. So you're like, ooh, like, and you can only have one foot in your snowboard, because if you fall off, you'll break your leg because you'll be stuck.
What is the purpose of this thing?
To get you up the hill.
Okay.
It's like
okay. That's good to know.
Yeah, I guess that we should have led with that. It's like the cheaper chairlift.
Ah.
Well,
okay.
what you didn't know is you can strap in if you want to. I did.
It's dangerous.
I did. Actually, it helped me because I fell over. And when you fall over on a T-bar, the best thing to do is just let go.
Yeah, you can't try and salvage the T-bar. You can. It's possible, but you're probably going to get hurt.
I salvaged it when I strapped in and I fell, and it grabbed my leg and my board with me and started dragging me on my back, and my board was up in the air, hung on the T-bar. I was able to do like a sit-up and then grab the T-bar and then get back on my board and keep going. But I've been snowboarding for almost 8 years now. I've only used chairlifts until just recently I tried out that T-bar. It kills you.
It is terrible.
Yeah,
It is.
Sounds like something I would like to never do in my life.
Like,
Well, it's nice to only have to pay $20 to snowboard or ski all day, but at the cost of your inner thigh.
yeah. But I've been to quite a bit of places. I've been to Schweitzer a bunch of times. I've been to Silver Mountain 3 times.
That's where I went.
Silver Mountain's fun. And then I've been to Bluewood, just recently Snow Haven. I've been to, what's that place called? Lookout. I've been to Lookout Lookout Ski Resort.
Mm-hmm.
And I can say that for all the resorts that have a black diamond or a double black diamond hills, I've been down every single one of them.
That's an accomplishment.
And it's so you got the beginner hill, and then you have green circle, then to blue square, and then it goes to black diamond, and you're going up the difficulty chart. And then you got double black diamond. Double black diamond's so black diamond's pretty much straight down. It's a straight shot down like a side of a mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Double black diamond's a straight down with trees, bumps, and if you're at Schweitzer, you have like a 10 to 15 foot cliff drop.
So basically like a 90% chance of death.
I
Maybe
mean,
more.
if there's trees involved, it's pretty high.
Okay.
Jeez.
But
Pass.
I love going down black diamonds. I love going to the terrain park and going off the jumps and going on the rails. Sometimes I land the rails, not really. Rails are my weakness. First time I tried to hit a rail, I clipped my board and slid across it on my ribs.
Ooh.
But it didn't hurt because you got that puffy coat on.
So I told a fib earlier. I have gotten hurt the last time I went, actually. I got a small concussion from the T-bar because he brought the T-bar. I got off the T-bar and sat up to like put my bootstraps in, and it just wham and like swung into the back of my head, and I was just like,
That doesn't sound
Did
good.
you wear a helmet?
you know, I wasn't wearing a helmet.
I wear a helmet.
I'll never buy a helmet. All my snowboarding stuff I got for free. I got like this board from this like random dude. I got my boots from a different random guy, and I don't have a helmet. And if someone gives me a helmet, I'll wear the helmet.
So what you're telling me is you got all your snowboarding stuff for free, but you won't pay like the $30 at Costco to get a helmet to protect you from maybe even death next time you go snowboarding.
Hey, it was only a small concussion. I was only slightly dazed.
Because I got hit by the T-bar also, because the operator wasn't really the nicest man, you could say.
Mm-hmm.
He'd whip the T-bar around. I saw him hit one of the ski patrol people earlier. And one of my friends that was with me, he was telling me I looked like a nerd wearing the helmet. Well, that ski operator whipped the T-bar around and it hit me in the head, but I had my helmet on.
Well, I bet it didn't hurt too bad then.
It didn't hurt at all.
I was dazed. I was like, am I, what? Like, that's what I was like for a second, but.
Yeah, when you hit your brain really hard, it's not good.
You get your brain kind of
Wear a
moving
helmet,
inside your
kids.
soul.
Yeah.
What is that called? CET?
Chronic traumatic encephalopathy. I'm pretty sure I have it from football. I've got like probably 8 concussions in my life from and I was wearing a helmet.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well,
and
football doesn't stop that.
you know,
Yeah.
Football helmets.
brain injuries are not to be taken lightly. I've had people I know who are just they cannot function like normally anymore. You know, it's a miracle that I'm able to function somewhat normally after the hits I took. And with snowboarding, I mean, shoot, how fast can you go? Like,
I just got a new board, and it came pre-waxed from the factory.
Oof, that's big brain.
And
with a helmet.
I can go very fast down. Like, you don't want to straight go down a black diamond, like straight down a black diamond, because there might be some bumps and stuff. But if I go straight down a black diamond and go like bomb a hill, that's what you call it, going straight down, bombing it. I would say probably 50 miles per hour, because you're gaining, like, you're on almost a frictionless board, and you're going down a side of a mountain. You gain a lot of speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds terrifying.
So I don't know what the fastest I've gotten. I've gotten to the point where I'm going so fast that any piece of skin showing is like getting really cold, like to the point it's numb. And I have goggles I wear, so my eyes aren't watering, but I've done it before without goggles on. You can't see. It's like literally blinding speed.
Mm-hmm.
And then imagine hitting your head on a tree going that fast.
That's how a lot of people actually die, snowboarding and skiing. They don't wear a helmet, and they're going fast, and they're out of control. And you never know, your snowboard hits a bump, it veers left, your skis veer left or something.
Or you dig in too hard to stop, and then it's...
Yeah,
you crash and you start rolling, or even if you crash and you're not rolling and you're sliding. I've done it before. I've crashed and slid head first down on my back, down a black diamond. It's scary. I mean, if you don't have a helmet on and you hit a tree, even if you have a helmet on and you hit a tree, you're gonna get injured.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So having the helmet just lowers the risk of like actually dying. You still get injured with the helmet, but you might live.
Yeah, I think there's a big misconception about how dangerous snowboarding and skiing are.
Yeah,
it's bad. Like, people say like soccer is the sport that people get the hurt most in, right? Or is it basketball?
It's women's soccer.
Women's soccer, yeah. They're not counting snowboarding and skiing, because like even like you get like little like shin bruises just from like going too hard. Like you get little dings every time.
Yeah, it might be like competitive sports maybe is the category that they're analyzing there.
Let's be real here. All soccer players are capping. Because that's literally something that like their coaches tell them to do, is like just fake it. You know, like if someone touches you, you go down.
Right. Basketball's the same, you know. I mean, Manu Ginobili of the San Antonio Spurs was the king of flopping.
Mm-hmm.
And that won us 5 championships.
And now flopping will get you a flagrant.
Really?
Yep, they have a new thing where if the refs catch you flopping, they'll give you a flagrant.
Man, you got to respect the craft.
Yeah, happened to my friend.
Dang, I didn't know that.
He didn't even flop really. He got hit, like the player was driving in, and he took the hit and like fell back, and the refs thought it was a flop, and they called him. So
a flagrant?
yeah, you get a
That's-
flagrant for flopping.
Come on now.
It's like unsportsmanlike conduct basically now.
Whatever happened to real sports? People
Yeah.
out there giving it their all. Now we got all these rules like no roughing the QB and no demolishing the kicker. What's with that?
Demolishing the kicker. If that was actually the title that was given, I think that football would have a lot more viewership.
I feel like the thing I miss the most about football that has a rule now is on kickoff, you can't target a player, like because most kickoffs when they have their kickoff, they have like a line they make, and the running back runs on the sideline between the line of his teammates and the sideline for like a straightaway. Well, a lot of the football players back then used to like pick out a guy that they wanted to demolish. And even if that guy wasn't looking, they just hit him right in the side of the helmet
I've
and
been that guy.
take them out.
I got hit in the stomach one time
Ooh.
doing that, dude, and I just puked all over the field. Like, I'm pretty sure. I mean, it's like getting hit by, I don't know, a motorcycle almost going like, 10 miles per hour. It still hurts. Yeah, it definitely, it's like growing up, I think watching these things, it's like, whoa, yeah, like watching someone just get rocked. You're like, that was cool. But then you like start to really think about it, and you're like, oh, wow, that person's probably going to have permanent damage from that. That
Or if you
sucks.
get rocked and you know how it feels.
Yeah, dude.
That's
yeah.
happened to me. I faced someone from Asotin. Well, our team faced Asotin. We were pretty big rivals. And they had this
Steptoe
guy.
versus Soten?
No, Colfax.
Oh, okay.
Colfax. And this guy from Asotin, he's a pretty big dude. His name was Cody Whitmore. Really nice guy, actually. And
Just not on the field.
just not on the field. Like in track, he actually would give me pointers and like tips in javelin when I was a freshman. But during football when I was a freshman, I was playing linebacker for some reason. No, yeah, I think so. I don't remember entirely, but we just see this big, like, built dude come up to little freshman me, like 115 pounds. He hits me so hard with a shoulder check, just like kind of digs his shoulder under and then hits up. I almost did a full backflip.
Oh.
And
like
we
that.
had our film running. The coaches saw that, and they would play it and just show me doing a front flip or back flip, and then they'd rewind it. They'd play it again, and I got demolished.
Yeah, it's always it was always an unfortunate experience whenever the coaches would just watching film sometimes. It's like that can be either one of the coolest things ever or just one of the most,
Heartbreaking.
you're sitting with the team and you just watching a video of you just get flipped over and the coaches are like laughing at you and I'm just like, man,
I think the worst
we're
was
kids.
I was on defensive line. I was at DN my senior year, and I wasn't that big. I was on DN because I was fast, and I was basically a blitz DN and would go straight for the quarterback every time. Well, one of the times I got hooked up with, he wasn't just a big lineman. He was like built too, like really buff, strong.
Oh yeah,
This guy drove me back for 15 yards
pancake, dude.
and then just leveled me. Like I was parallel to the ground in midair before I hit it.
That's a good lineman right there.
That is a good lineman. It's a good offensive lineman. And they ran the ball from that side also.
So what sport would you recommend someone challenge you in if they wanted to beat you in it? What's your worst sport?
Basketball or baseball.
Oh, I'm not good at either of those.
Probably soccer also.
Soccer's not as bad, but I am terrible at basketball.
Basketball, I played since you can first start, like little guys basketball, all the way to my sophomore year. And then I stopped playing because I was on C squad the whole time. I couldn't make baskets that well. I can make my layups perfectly fine, and like I was good at dribbling. I was good at defense. I just was not a good offensive like player. Like I just couldn't make shots. But I went to wrestling, and my first year, I almost made it to state. My junior year, and then my senior year, my second year, I made it to state.
So was it your passion then, wrestling at the time? Is that your favorite sport?
No, not at the time. It's been in my family for a long time. A lot of my family members, the Hall family, they've all wrestled, and I thought I'd give it a chance. It was tough, very tough. Like, I wouldn't even try to lose weight. Like, you hear about all the wrestlers not eating, wearing multiple sweatshirts. All I had to do was just not eat for a day, and I'd lose 9 pounds. And over my senior season, I lost, it was almost 20 pounds without trying to.
Sounds really bad for you.
That can't be good.
I wrestled heavyweight because no one would wrestle heavyweight. We didn't have any big people. So I weighed 170 pounds, and I was wrestling people over 225. So, like, all the wrestlers on the team were, like, starving themselves, and I'm just stuffing my face with, like, nachos, and they didn't like me very much.
Did you see great success in your wrestling career?
Actually, so my wrestling career was short. I did it because basically I twisted my ankle in basketball tryouts, so like I couldn't do the tryouts, so I was like, okay, I can't play basketball. But then the wrestling team had a gap in it, and I just like playing. And so I was like, okay, I guess I'll try wrestling. My grandpa, he coached wrestling for University of Texas and Baylor, and so it's like in my family. So I'm like, okay, might as well live up to the name. Wrestled heavyweight. My first match, I was paired up with like a state champion from Post Falls. And you know what? I gave him hell. But he won on points. I had no idea what I was doing. I only knew the half Nelson. That's all I knew.
Don't want to do a full Nelson.
But, you know,
Illegal.
I'm just really flexible, so it's really hard to pin me. So, like, he never pinned me, but, so yeah, I lost that first one. Next one, I wrestled some just massive dude. And I don't know how, but I won. I pinned him. And so after that, I was like, all right, 1-1. But my wrist was all messed up from football before. So I went to the hospital just to get a checkup. They do an x-ray. Turns out my wrist was broken the whole time.
Ooh.
So that ended my wrestling career. 1-1. It was short-lived. Came out with a dub.
Awesome, though.
You know, it was an experience that, you know.
Kind of had the same thing as you. So I was trying to go down to, well, since I was losing weight so much, I thought, why not lose, 3 pounds and go down to 152? I started at the 160s, 170s weight class, like around there. So I got down to 152. I made the weight, and I got a letter from the WIAA, which is the Washington something Sports Association. It's Washington sports thing.
Okay.
They gave me a letter, and it said my body fat was too low to wrestle at that weight, which it's like I was under 7%, I think it is, 7 or 8%. So I couldn't wrestle at 160 either because we already had 2 kids wrestling at 160, and I didn't want to face one of them to take that spot for the 160. I was like,
yeah, that's messed up.
I was like, I want everybody on my team to wrestle. So there's an open spot at 170.
Nice.
So I was able to gain about 3 pounds. So I can lose weight fast, but I can't gain weight fast. So I gained about 3 pounds before regionals. And this is my senior year. I wrestled at 155 pounds against the 170 weight class.
Did
Man.
you win?
I got third.
That's good enough.
And then we didn't have, what was it? Oh, it was districts that I went to. We didn't have regionals my senior year because of a big blizzard that happened. And they just canceled regionals. So straight away to state.
Hey,
and it was
that's
the
a win.
largest held state in the nation.
I thought that was California.
No, that was Washington.
That'd be
Because all of Washington, like every school in Washington, like all the 5As, the huge schools, everybody who won, who like made it to regionals from districts, all went to state. I think there was like, what was it, 20,000 wrestlers or something like that.
That's a lot of people.
We had, I don't even remember the mats. I think we had like 18 mats or something like that out on the court in the Tacoma Dome.
Oh, I keep forgetting you're Washington.
Yeah.
Thumbs down. I'm doing a thumbs down, everyone. Sorry, it's all right. As long as your love for your governor is as good as Idaho's, our beloved Governor Brad Little.
Hey,
We love Inslee.
you know what? As long as your love for your student body president, that's what we need to be talking about here. All right.
I agree. This is gonna be one nasty election. It
Hey,
doesn't look that way. Right?
Looks
I'm
like
not seeing
I'm
anybody.
running unopposed right now.
That's how I won.
Yeah. I mean,
It's a job that not many people want to do.
I get it. I get why. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just so darn passionate.
You know what? And that's what is important, is if you're passionate about being a representative of the people around you, then, you know, you have what it takes. You're not going to know everything once you get there, but I didn't know anything, man. I'm so far from a politician, but I was just like, okay, I'll do this. And you know what? As stressful as it's been, it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I would not know any of y'all. I would, I don't know what I'd be doing. But I built some connections, and any of y'all listeners, I just want to say ASLCS, the elections, they're coming up. Make sure you vote, and if you're interested in running, sign up. Deadline's on Monday.
Yeah, I am very glad I've done it. I don't know, like it's way more tiring than you would imagine, and I think I don't know. I don't want to belittle anyone's work, but I feel like Gabe and I probably get like the worst of it most of the time because we have to talk to. Oh, we gotta talk to other schools, and that's the worst. Everyone works real hard, but talking to those other schools is just so stressful. But for some reason, like, even though I'm like, I gotta do this and I gotta do this and I gotta go to a meeting and I don't have any time, I like it.
Yeah.
I like working under that stress for some
Right.
reason.
It gives you a sense of purpose, you know. That's the main thing. Like if this was all for nothing, then I would hate this. But I feel like the more we put work into it, the more we get things done, the more it benefits our school. And you know, I'm so proud of all of our representatives. Like everybody, including you, Dak, has pulled their weight, and you know, really, we've done some things that impossible, like that we would be told were impossible. We have got done, and in our talks with the other schools, like you're saying, like I'm not seeing that out of there. Like we got a special vibe going with our council. And I hope that next year's council can live up to that, you know.
We're just quite simply built different.
I think so.
Yeah. I don't know. If anyone wanted, I encourage it. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't want to say I've grown so much as a person by doing it, but I feel as
Why
if
not?
I don't. It might be true, but I just don't want to like
I
toot my own
think so.
horn.
It's
But
okay to toot your own horn,
I
as long as you're
am the
not
greatest.
untooting other people's horns.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I've like made a lot of progress, like at least in like a professional nature.
I could see it.
I hope so.
I certainly have. I don't know if any of y'all have seen me before I got this job, but like I was just that dude who showed up to class and wearing like sweatpants and like literally just get in, get out. And this gave me like a sense of like, you know, it gave me this need to connect with people and I guess, you know, build relationships that are focused on not just improving my life, but improving the lives of people around me. And we get to watch that happen, and that's, you know, it gives you a sense of growth, like seeing like, hey, like these things that we're doing are making people's lives better, you know. And to me, that's what it's all about.
What about you, Dak? Do you share those sentiments, or perhaps for being an RA or anything you're involved in?
Well, working 3 jobs as a college student, with those 3 jobs being on campus, definitely helps with like everything. I mean, that looks great on your resume or something that you worked 3 jobs while being a college student. It shows that you're able to like manage your time very well. But other than that, like I met a lot of new people with all my jobs that I had,
Mm-hmm.
and just get to like know more people and have more friends,
Yeah.
and it's been great. I love it.
I do have to say, I don't know. I don't want to sound too sappy, but the people I've met, like while doing this, like for the most part, like they're like some of my better friends now.
Oh yeah. So,
Like Gabe, for example, you're a good friend, and Grayson at the Pathfinder, because I've been doing the business manager. She's awesome. Like I didn't realize she was so like cool, but I had barely known her, but I like now I'd consider her at least a decent friend. And then like I mean, Lacey's like one of the hardest workers I know.
Oh, yeah.
Like getting to know Lacey has just been great. I was scared of Lacey, like up until I actually like got the position, because she just seems so like intimidating and like hardworking. It's like, oh my gosh, she's an adult. I can't be talking to her. I'm just a dumb teenager from Kamei, Idaho. I can't talk to these people. But
here you are talking to them.
I suppose
That's growth for you, partner.
we're nearing the end of our show here, Dak. Is there anything else you want to get off your chest? We have a couple things that we like to end with, but do you have anything you want to talk about?
Get your daily amount of protein in.
Yes. How much protein?
You should have a gram of protein for your body weight.
Wait,
For like a pound of your body weight is a pound of protein. So like
a pound of protein?
not a pound of protein.
Oh my
No,
god.
no. Gram
Okay. So per day.
per day. But I go a little bit over just to like
Mm-hmm.
get more in me. I have a fast metabolism. I burn through all my nutrients really fast and stuff. So I weigh right now, I think I weigh 175 pounds. I go for about 180 to 190 grams of protein a day.
How are you getting all that?
Protein shakes.
Because an egg only has 8 grams. Like, how are you getting that much?
Double scooping my protein shakes gets me about 50 grams of protein. And then I have about 3 protein shakes a day. I try to get chicken in. Chicken has a lot of protein. Just getting more than 3 meals almost in a day also helps.
I thought it was bad for you to have too much protein in you at once, because you don't actually get to metabolize it all.
It can be.
Okay, so you got to spread it out.
I think
have
it
to
depends
spread
on
it
how
out.
much work you're like, how much are you exhausting your body's
Yeah.
resources to need that protein?
It's not that it's bad for you. It's not going to use it.
I see.
Because carbohydrates are really important too, and that's a misconception. It's like, oh, no carbs, no carbs. It's like, man, you need carbs.
Oh,
like
you
for your
do need
brain,
carbs.
like you need. I think it's important, like not just to zero in on one element, but like think of like what is my balance between protein, carbs, cholesterol. Like how do I balance this to a way that caters to the way I live my life? Like say Dak, he's in the weight room all the time lifting. So you'd want lots of protein because you're exhausting your muscles and whatnot. But for me, it's like I'm out here studying and not lifting so much, but like it's exhausting. So I need
Still
carbs
your daily
and
nutrients.
I'm under proteined, man. I don't think that's a word, but
Greek
I'm
yogurt.
coining that.
Greek yogurt?
Greek yogurt. So you can get that. What is it? Oikos?
Oikos, I think.
Yeah, I don't remember. I'll pretend to though.
But it's
yeah,
like the
yeah,
little
yeah.
packet. It's like the little
Greek
bowls
yogurt's
of
good,
yogurt
man.
you get at Walmart.
Oh, I actually do know what you're talking about now.
It's like 15 grams of protein per one of those little tiny bowls.
Yeah, I need to get on that. I'm gonna have you write me up a diet plan.
I'm not good at like diet plans and stuff. I just try to get my protein in and then just eat whatever else. Just,
How many
Dr.
burgers?
Protein.
how many burgers?
How many burgers a day? 10?
So what you need to do is you need to go to McDonald's to
And
get that McDonald's protein.
get the Krabby Patty.
And then Wendy's, okay? And to top it all off, Jack in the Box.
Oh yeah, Munchie Meal, Trabby Patty, Baconator, huge.
And I mean, if you want to just go a little bit over the top, just go to Burger King. They got that 2 for $5.
We're talking about fastest ways to get a heart attack, right?
Right.
No. This is how you get huge.
In some aspect, you will get huge.
You will get huge, but it might not be the huge that you want. You might be too huge.
So
More loving.
So at the end of our shows, we normally ask a couple of questions. I would like to save my question for last. Actually, I can go first because this might spiral. Dak and I are actually probably going to be playing D&D shortly. I normally end my session, or not my session. I normally end this talk by asking, if you were a D&D character, what would your class be? And normally everyone's like, I haven't played D&D since 1980. That's what everyone's been saying. But we have someone that's actually playing in this room other than me. So, and you're actually going to be faced with this decision in our campaign shortly. What are you leaning towards? What is your class?
Fighter.
Fighter? So, are you talking, do you want to do fists to cuffs? I think you can have some simple weapons, but
No, you can go all the way with weapons.
yeah.
You can get whatever that's called.
I don't remember. It's weapon mastery or something like that.
Yeah, you can have that.
Dang.
I read the book.
So you're going to be a fighter, huh?
Either that or ranger.
Please don't be a ranger. They are terrible. They are so bad.
I was going to be an assassin, but I was like, no.
Dang. Well, I can see it. So in real life, if you were going to be you in real life, would you want to be a fighter then? If you could be anything?
If I could be anything in real life, I would want to be a lawyer. I'd want to be a lawyer, but like the size of Arnold.
Sounds like a wizard to me.
You know, have a great family. Definitely own a Mustang, a 1969 Ford Mustang fastback.
This is all happening on D&D?
Of course.
No. This is
No.
in real life.
D&D
He asked in
sounds
real
fun.
life.
It's like, I didn't know D&D was like that. You could just do your life on it.
He asked if in real life, what would I want to be?
A
Well,
lawyer with a Mustang
What I'm
and a
going
good
for
family.
right now in college to become a lawyer.
good luck with
Alright,
that
you'll have
bar
to bail me
exam.
out, man.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, you're going to have to get us out of jail and that bar exam. You'll get over the bar.
Dak's
So-
just gonna be like, I'm benching 285. I can pass any bar exam.
I can lift any bar.
I lift any bar. Deadlifting 480. Let's do this.
It's a good
So,
mindset.
Gabe, you got your question?
Yeah, I always ask what musical instrument you would be, but that's so. I don't know. I'm getting tired of asking that question. But I know you play harmonica actually, which I'm still waiting for a jam, dude.
Okay.
I'm making this music club. I'd love to have you on there. But no, I'm gonna ask this question, and it's more of a a vibe, like answers a vibe of your life, and that's what album do you think has defined you in any stage of your life? Because I know that it changes throughout time.
This
So
is
if you
a
could
tough
pick an
one.
album,
Ooh.
or maybe even just an artist, if you can't think of
Well,
an
I
album.
can think of an album. Recovery by Eminem.
Oh, that's a good one.
This guy. That was our first fireside chat. I outed myself as an Eminem fan.
There's nothing wrong with being an Eminem fan. I mean, some of his music's quite out there, but
Mhm.
he's an artist, and he is a very talented and there's a lot of thought that goes into his
Mhm.
music, and there's nothing wrong with appreciating that.
First rap song I ever heard. I've been growing up with country and classic rock my whole life. I was going to daycare, and Not Afraid came on the radio. Well, it wasn't really.
You were going to
daycare.
daycare when that came out? Oh my god, I must
It
be
wasn't
way
really- it
older
wasn't
than
really
you.
like-
I was in like
Oh, it was
7th
like
grade when that came out.
after school program.
I don't know what to call it. Yeah, I call it daycare because that's what it basically was.
Mm-hmm.
It was like after school. It was like because my parents were working in Colfax, and they didn't get off work till like 5 or something, and I got dropped off in Colfax. They're like, go have this person watch you. So I basically called it daycare. I didn't like it, but
you weren't afraid.
when I was heading back
Take
home,
a stand.
that's where it was. I was heading back home. Yeah, we were heading back home, and Not Afraid came on, and I was like, "What is this?"
It's like God has blessed my ears with his beautiful symphony. Marshall Mathers.
My mom knew who Eminem was. He knew Public Enemy #1, all that stuff.
Your mom let you listen?
No, she skipped the radio song.
She's like, we'll go to a different channel.
I remember the name of it. So when I went home, I went on the computer and like looked him up. I was just jamming to his music, and when she'd catch me listening to him, she'd get angry and be like, "You're not supposed to listen to this. This guy has bad words and all this." And then later on, as I grew older, she'd let me listen to him, and I got like almost all of his songs. That
nice.
I mean, excluding some of the new album songs, like some of the newer songs, I'm not a fan of.
Yeah. So, we're about at the end of our time. Our last thing we're gonna ask is, who are 3 people you think we should have on here? We actually didn't do this last time, but I mean, we had such a high.
We did.
We didn't. We kind of touched on it, and we didn't do it with.
We're talking about President Pemberton.
Yeah, but we didn't like cover the board. Like we just. I mean, we were already in high profile, so.
That is true.
So, who are 3 people you think we should have on here?
Do they have to be LC students?
Somewhat LC related. Unless we can get, I mean, we'll take a celebrity if we can. But
I'd definitely pick a celebrity. So, actually, the first one's going to be an LC student, Riley Hutchins.
That's a good one.
He would love that.
Our celebrity, Brendan Keeley.
He went to Star Day here once, so.
And let's see. For our last one, Christopher Olive.
He's huge. Chris Olive, you know.
I don't think I know.
He's the power lifter.
Okay.
So he goes to LC.
Okay. The power lifter.
Yeah, he's massive.
He can deadlift like 5 plates of 45 on each side.
That's impressive.
Like multiple reps, probably.
He's like 6'5" and he's like, when we went to school, he was like about my size, and he's like double my size now.
He's strong.
Mm-hmm.
What color is his hair?
Brown.
Curly brown.
Okay. I don't know if I know. We'll have to get him on here and talk about lifting.
Yeah, I can't really think of 3 people again. I mean, on whoever, Pemberton, it looks like it's gonna happen. So I don't even know. Tate still keeps dodging us. He's dodged us like 3 times now.
That too. Get Tate on here.
I'm trying. He won't do it.
He'll be here.
We could have a little president's sit down.
Do something.
There's an idea.
Do something. Blackmail, bribe.
We should
whatever.
try. We should try and get ex-presidents in here one day.
Oh yeah, dude, Kaysen would be a great guest to have on here.
You'd have an ex-president with Tate.
Yeah, we
Wait
could,
a little bit. I'll be an ex-president.
Yeah, we could try and get Tate, Kaysen, AJ.
Sam?
AJ, yeah. Well, Sam's a little far away, and I think AJ's still in the valley. I don't know.
I think AJ goes to Gonzaga now.
Does he?
Yeah.
I just don't know.
Let's get Big Dan's on here.
Big Dan?
Big Dan from Big Dan's Nutrition.
Do you have 3 people, Gabe?
Yeah. I think that, speaking of Dan's, Danny from Security.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I
Dude,
keep
that would be a
forgetting.
great one. That guy is an interesting dude. Every time I talk to him, he's got something cool to say. So Dan, or Danny, I'll always say Dr. Deasner, Dr. Genthos, love them with all my heart, Dr. Parker, but I've said that in our last shows. So Kaysen Seward, past president, inspiring dude, taught me a lot, got me prepared for this job. Just a really great guy. I really like him. He'd be awesome to talk to. And I don't know. I guess Dr. Graham from the music department. That would be that. Honestly, we could make that happen. I've been talking to her, so
yeah.
Those are my 3.
That'd be interesting. You guys would be just talking about music.
Oh, we'd be
nerding
out.
I'd be like, yes, the guitar.
It'd be like me. You'd be like me sitting here when y'all are talking about Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, you're like, I don't know what's happening. I don't care what's happening.
Oh, and to answer the question that you didn't ask me, but still, this is going to surprise you for an instrument I'd like to be.
Okay.
baritone saxophone.
Oh, dude. In my band, Hunter, he plays Barry.
Love the sound. I love the sound.
It's a vibe, dude.
Well, all right, guys, let's get out of here. It's 7.
All right.
Well,
it's actually probably gonna be like 4:30. Whenever this is playing on the radio.
That's true. But it's 7 real time right now.
It's
I agree.
dinner time.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Dak, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. It's fun.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning into the Fireside Chat, KLCZ 88.9, and everyone have a great weekend.